Over the last decade, thanks to hydraulic fracturing, our domestic production of oil and gas in the U.S. has gone up pretty dramatically. And over the last 10 or so years, we've gone from importing about 60% of the oil we use to about 30%. So one of the challenges then is to transport that oil.
It's hard to argue against pipelines. I mean, my colleagues have made the case in pretty straightforward kinds of ways, and yet, I think many of us have a certain kind of visceral sense about this, right? As we've watched things play out over the last few months, watching highly militarized police forces confront, American protesters, has been really, really disquieting. One of the reasons Keystone went down was because there was another thing that tipped the balance around the pipeline calculation. And I think in that case it was not only the political pressure, but it was the fact that there was a Canada-U.S. border issue. Imagine throwing a different kind of politics into the mix, you might imagine a different kind of outcome. So there's a bit of hostility, I would say. There's a bit of a cultural kind of mismatch. There's a sense that, no, this is a government-to-government relationship. You don't just send us a letter, you actually come down and talk to us.
In constructing the pipeline, they specifically bypass various cities, higher income cities, the more populated cities, and chose this spot that happened to go under the native land of more marginalized groups. And that's something that's seen all across the country.
They stand to make a tremendous amount of money by having this pipeline built. The oil will get out, but the rate at which the oil gets out of North Dakota is slower with respect to using trains.
So it's not like there's nothing happening around these kinds of things. There's a blunt force administrative power that has to happen, with dams and reclamation, with pipelines, those kinds of things. So there are consequences that are human beyond the kind of structure of the thing, I think.
This is a panel, it has several people actually learning about these issues, actually teaching about things, about how you can get involved. Events like this have worked because then you guys all leave informed,